adjustment with my nuts. Okay.
Are we not going to address the fact that you just were hands deep into your own pants right now? It's kind of sexy.
What do you mean? I just addressed it. I just said I had to fix my nuts. I was squishing them.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's still going to be out during the intro. We're back, guys.
You know, remember when we were asking in one of our first episodes of like what we would rather pursue?
Yeah.
I think I'd want to be a singer.
Like a career pursue?
Yeah. Or start like a band.
Do it. What instrument would you be playing?
What instrument? I'd be a singer. 5 to 1, baby. 1 and 5.
Do you have any friends that plays an instrument?
No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, baby. I'll get mine. No, I don't have any friends. Well, Nick plays guitar.
That's true.
But he's also a singer too. He wants to be a front man.
Okay.
So he wouldn't.
I have some questions.
Oh, Michelle has some questions.
I had like 3 different ones that I was like, I don't know which one I wanted to do. But
why don't you
honestly, I'm going to do this one. This one is short. This is 10 questions.
10 questions.
No, it's 11 questions. So let's just do this
Did we
one.
even talk to the people?
We didn't. Hi, good morning.
Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great week. Welcome to Between Us Only.
Did you make sure that nothing is blurry?
I mean, I did the Zoom.
It looks blurry to me, but I'm also not.
Well, if I get up there, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if it's blurry. Who cares? It's too late now. It's too late.
Any blurry episode, we blame Andrew.
No, it's just if it's blurry, it's because Michelle did too much movement when I was doing the focusing, the auto-focusing. And,
okay, whatever.
So it's
Good morning, guys. Hi, whatever time of day you're listening or watching this. Hi.
Michelle has some questions.
Michelle apparently has some questions that I'm going to ask. No, that we're going to talk about and discuss. So let's just... Okay, stop. What are you doing?
I'm waiting.
What are you doing?
Waiting for the questions.
Do you want to talk about anything before we get into it?
Nope.
No? Nothing?
No, I just want to talk about the questions.
Okay, so these are just some questions that I found that I just wanted to like get some conversation starters with. There's some interesting topics, so let's just dig into it. Oh my god, you are getting hungry.
I am. I'm starving.
Okay, first question. I don't know if this question is gonna make you mad. Can cheating ever be justified in a relationship? Can it be forgiven?
No. You know how I feel about this. No. No, but I mean, with every movie I've done, you know this, like, I feel like I'm cheating. Even though we're filming, it's like, it's still...
And also, what counts as cheating to you?
Anything physically and even
because, I mean, a lot of people would probably portray acting as a way of cheating.
It is. I mean, that's the hard thing to, like, every time I've done a movie and I'm like, I call you and I'm like, it feels like it. And at the end of the day, I mean, but like, luckily everything is very choreographed and you have all these people in there and so it's not like in the sense of that it feels romantic, but at the end of the day, like when you're breathing heavily over the top of somebody and you're kissing them, your brain still is like, it's hard to like differentiate the two, you know, like, so it's, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But even like if you're like messaging somebody, even if you haven't hooked up with them.
What do you feel is worse, emotional cheating or physical cheating?
I
like
think
they're both bad, but like which one?
I think both equally hurt.
Yeah.
Like pretty bad.
I feel like emotional for me would hurt more. Because that means that other person is always on, like, that person's mind. And you're, like, making steps, like, texting them or, like, calling them.
No, I mean, it's just as bad. So it's, like, people, like, anyone that would say, well, I never did anything with them, it's, like...
It's, like, it's like... emotional.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people, like, I've heard people being like, well, emotional, like, cheating is not actual cheating. And it's like, yes, it is.
Well, I mean, it's just inevitable that the next step will happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand. If you're with somebody and you don't want to be with them anymore, like, to the point where...
Well, it's not like you don't want to be with them, but if you're feeling strong emotions towards somebody else...
Yeah.
Like, then you're not fair to anybody. You're not fair to yourself. You're not fair to your partner. You're not fair to the other person. Like... Yeah.
So no,
I don't think cheating can be justified in a relationship.
Yeah. But it's a gray area with...
It's a gray area, of course. Like, there's always going to be...
I'm saying there's a gray area because it's like, I have to go on camera and, like, kiss people. And, like, hopefully I get to a point in my career where I can choose the things I'm doing. Because, like, I mean, realistically, I love doing... as an actor, I want to play all sorts of different roles. But really what I find so enjoyable is, like, getting to play these more action-y type things, like doing that short film with Isaac where I got to do all my own stunts, doing the thriller thing, The Secret Life of a Dominatrix. Yes. I got, like, the most fun I had filming that entire thing was the day we did all the stunts.
Yeah.
I had so much fucking fun.
I know you love doing
and
stunts.
Like, and doing really physical things like that helped me believe more of what's happening in the scene, like getting really physical like that. Yeah. So it's like, honestly, I don't know if this is just where I'm at in my life right now, but, like, I want to do more stuff like that. But even doing more action-y type films like that, there's always, like, you have to have some kind of love interest, you know? So there, but if I don't have to do, like, always have, like, a sex scene in the movie, like just a kissing scene, like, that realistically would be, I can deal with that. I know, like, I'm just talking from my perspective. Like, I know you have to go through a lot more when you see those things on camera, but it's, I mean, I knew what I was getting into when I decided I wanted to be an actor. And then when we met, I told you all this. I was like, listen, like, this is what I am pursuing, and I just need you to understand that before you commit to anything.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not a jealous person.
No, yeah, I mean, you're
at
not,
all. I'm not a jealous person whatsoever, but I've also been burned a lot of times, so I do not tolerate anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I do not believe that if one partner cheats on the other, that relationship is just done. Like, okay, if you, like, cheat, you break up, and years later, maybe, you find back to each other, then yeah, maybe it could be, like, work out. But that's still always going to be, because the person that got burned by the other is always going to have some kind of trust issue. So, like, from that point on, it's not going to be the same relationship. It's always going to be different from now on.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you're not going to be able to, like, move forward in a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
For better and for worse, like, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Next question. How many people have you said I love you to without actually meaning it?
I mean, I don't think I've ever said it to someone that I didn't mean it to. I think that's, like, a kind of a weird question. I have definitely said I love you with the sense of, like, thinking maybe, I don't know, it's hard. Anyone that I've said that to, I genuinely love. Even past girlfriends, like, I did love them.
Yeah,
you know, like that wasn't that I didn't not love them, but I think my idea at that time was like I only knew what love was in the sense of that relationship.
Yeah.
So trying to make this make sense in words.
I think I understand completely what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so like my first girlfriend, like the serious one, like I did love her.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything other than that, and it wasn't functional. It was very kind of chaotic, and we had a lot of things, like we had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And then like the relationship I had before you, I really loved her as well. And she was like the most like responsible and like well-rounded person I've met at the time in my life. Like she was I
thought you was gonna say that I've ever dated. I was like, wow.
No. What I mean is like, like all the girls that I've dated in the past were always like, a lot of our relationship was based on like drinking and partying and like going out and like our friend circle and stuff. And with her, it was like we kind of had a home life and we were very like
adulting.
I was the problem really in that relationship because I would still go out with my friends and get fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
And like that was where our trust issue began because like I didn't cheat on her, but I would go do drugs and then lie to her about it because she would always tell me, she was like, if you do drugs again, like I'm going to break up with you. And like, so it wasn't healthy in that sense. And
I don't know if like you weren't like that when we started dating.
I was
but you were kind of
no I was bad.
No, I'm just saying you weren't that bad.
Well, it was
from what I've heard.
I was kind of,
but I think that if you would still be like that, I don't think we would have stayed together. Like I love you, but you were a lot.
Well, listen, like how I was in that relationship was like I had momentary lapses of like where I would be really good.
Yeah.
And then I would hang out with a certain group of people and then like I would disappear for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I'd be doing fucking drugs for 2 or 3 days straight. And like I'd go off the map. And like in any relationship, that's not okay. Yeah. I understand it's not okay. But I was like, I was so like, I felt so, I was in such a weird place where I just like, I didn't love myself. And I think when you can't love yourself, how can you like love anyone else properly, you know? But
100%.
Yeah, but going back to like the question that you were saying, like I did love her, but whenever we talked about like future stuff or like it's not like we had many conversations about like marriage, but like when that would like come up, however it does in a relationship, I would be like, oh yeah, I would totally marry you. But like I said that not really believing that in myself. I didn't actually I could not imagine it. I couldn't imagine myself being married. I couldn't even imagine like the wedding day and how weird that would be because like I don't think her dad really liked me. Her family is like very educated, like very, very educated. Like she had a master's, her dad I think had a doctorate or something, like, or maybe he just had a master's. Like her sister had a master's, I believe. Like they were all this very like well-rounded, successful professional people. Yeah. And then here's my stupid dumb fucking
didn't even finish high school.
Well, like yeah, like I dropped out. Like I just wasn't. Yeah. So, but I did have a love for her. I had a love for past girlfriends, but like with you, what was different was I knew almost instantaneously. I was like, I want to marry her. Like, and I was already thinking like, okay, how do I go about doing that? Like, how do I need to better myself? But like getting out of that relationship and then meeting you, like we already have met prior to that, but like then like us starting our relationship, I kind of was like, I remember telling my roommates, I was like, fuck, like, cause I kept telling them, I was like, I need to work on myself. I was like, I before I get into a relationship, I need to work on myself. And I knew that. And I was still like partying with them and we were still doing drugs on the weekends and like it was not a healthy thing that we were in.
Yeah.
And then like I met you, and I remember telling them, I was like, listen, okay, like I'm going to show her all of Andrew, bad Andrew and good Andrew. And if she still likes me, then okay,
I was head over heels on you.
Well,
Ooh,
but like
you swept me away.
Yeah, but like you saw, I was fucking still partying pretty like
You were.
I was partying,
You
I was
were.
crazy. Even into like a couple of years into our relationship, I was still like, that's why I quit drinking, is because it was just like, my issue is I can have a couple beers and be completely fine, and then sometimes I have 2 or 3 beers and it's like I can't stop, and then I keep drinking, and then it's fucking I'm just crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And but you've seen.
But that was the thing too, because like I understand where you're coming from with like, I agree with you. You of course love your previous partners in a way that you knew at the time, you know? Like I would say I did tell some of my exes I love you towards the end of the relationship without actually meaning it, because like I know one guy that I dated, it wasn't a good relationship, and not towards the end either. He did cheat on me multiple times. We and like we lived together, but at the time that was like my most serious relationship I've ever been in, and I was convincing myself that this is as good as it gets. And looking back at it now, I'm like, why didn't I get out sooner?
Yeah. Like,
why didn't we break up sooner? But I also feel like everything happens for a reason. Yeah. You either succeed and move on, or you learn something from it. Like, yeah. But the thing about like you, like I'm saying, yes, I fell head over heels for you, which is true, because as soon as we started dating, like I remember the first like month of us like talking and hanging out, and I remember I convinced myself, I was like, I'm not gonna get serious with this guy because I need to focus on school, I need to focus on graduating and finish this up that I came here to do, and I don't want any distractions. And I remember you saying like, oh, I'm still like out of like, not like so recently, but like still within the next in the past like 6-7 months, 8 months, that you got out of a very long relationship.
Yeah.
So I also knew that you didn't want to jump into something because you were still recovering from that.
Well, it was just more so I felt like it was a dishonor to you.
Yeah,
to
but
get
I
out
also
of
know you were talking about like you want to work on yourself and everything.
Yeah.
And I knew that I didn't want to jump into a relationship because I wanted to focus on myself. So
yeah.
we were both on the same path. But I also remember like we were both so stuck on being like, we're not going to date. But we also could not stay away from each other.
Yeah. And that was the thing, is like, because we didn't.
Because we talked for like 3 weeks before we actually met up the first time.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, it was like.
Well, we were with each other every single day, and like it was hard to like stay apart. But the thing is, I told her, I was like, I can't jump into something not just because of my situation, but like I think it would just be a disservice to you as well.
Yeah.
But that being said, like we didn't have sex for like over a month or something.
Yeah, we didn't have sex the first 5 weeks of dating.
Yeah, because like I told you, I was like, if we're not going to be dating and we're gonna be in this area of like, we don't want to like fully. We want to get to know each other.
Yeah.
So we just
as a person rather than the sexual.
Yeah, and which it was really hard to not do that. It was really hard. But I think it was also, such a great thing.
He was the one that suggested it.
Yeah.
In this moment that he said that, I was like, this guy's a fucking keeper.
I just didn't want to like. I don't know what the correct word is, but I keep saying like dishonor, but like I just didn't. I thought it would. That was the because I did really care about you, and I didn't want to fuck this up in any way that I fucked up other things in my life, you know?
But that was the thing too, like talking about our future with you, like it was so easy and it was not scary whatsoever.
I think in one of the podcasts we talked about, like, when did you first know that you loved, like, or you wanted to spend the rest of your life with her, and I said, oh, like, I said you
said after our first date.
Well, after when you were scratching my neck in the car after the hike, I said, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna marry you. And I kind of did mean that, but the moment that I knew I loved you was the night we were at my apartment and you put on my grandma's pajamas that I had. Do you remember that? And I took a picture of you.
That was our second date.
Yeah, and I sent that to my mom, and I was like, she's wearing grandma's pajamas.
Listen to this. He invited me to come over and watch, what was it, the Oscars?
Well, we had an Oscars party, but it didn't work on our TV.
He invited me over to watch the Oscars. When I get over there, he tells me, oh, I don't actually have a way of watching the Oscars.
One of my roommates said that they could stream it somehow, and then like throughout the day we figured out it wasn't working what he thought.
But he never told me.
I think.
But we ended up watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Did we not do? We didn't go to IKEA that day.
No.
We didn't. Huh. Well.
That was like our third date.
Yeah.
It was Valentine's Day.
But yeah, I don't know. I just remember telling my roommates, I remember being like, I was like, I think I fucking love this girl. And I was like, I feel like such an idiot because like I just got out of a 4-year relationship. I was like, and I shouldn't be doing this because like just last weekend we stayed up all night doing drugs and drinking. I was like, I'm doing the things that like ruined my last relationship. I was like, so it was just, but really I think like out of all the relationships I've been in, I knew things that I needed to change about myself, but like that relationship didn't give me the motivation to like do those changes that I needed. Like I had moments where I was like, okay, I need to be better. I need to be better. Yeah. But like really being with you was like the first clear-cut moment that I realized that like not only did I want to be better for you, but like I wanted to be better. Yeah. Like inside I wanted to be better. And then
because that was also one thing that I was very like open with you about. I never tried to push you to quit anything.
Yeah.
Like I never said you can't do this, you can't do that. Like I was always just, if you do it, be honest with me. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like that was because I never want to be the person like, it's the same with like drinking. I was like, I never wanted it to be like it's me or the drinking.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want you to resent me for that.
No, I get that. And that's kind of
like I wanted to be your choice, you know?
Yeah. And that was one of the biggest issues in my past relationships was I felt like I was getting scolded by like a parent. I was like, you can't do that. And so then it made me want to do it more.
Yeah.
And the fact that like when I would do certain things and you were just like, you'd always tell me, you'd be like, be careful, like just be safe. Like that was your main concern, not about me being a degenerate, a piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
You would just always be like, make sure you're safe.
Yeah.
Which that really like, I think was the thing that made like, I don't know. Every big problem that I've ever had in my life has always came from alcohol. Yeah. Even with my parents, my mom, like everything stemmed from alcohol. And the fact that I took that into like my adulthood and like how I use that as a coping mechanism, and whenever I was in situations where I was like anxious or stressed out about being in like a public set or in like a social setting, I was like, oh, I can be super funny and everyone likes me if I just get drunk. Like and then that just became like my crutch, you know. And it just
see, I always thought you were very extroverted, but you're actually very introverted.
Oh yeah.
Like you get so drained around people.
Yeah.
Like you don't collect any type of like, because that's how I see like extroverted and introverted people. It's like if you're an extroverted, you gain energy from hanging out with people, while if you're introverted, you get drained by spending time with people, and you collect energy by being by yourself, like in your safe space. And I always thought you were extroverted because of how you were always acting around people, but that was also because of other factors.
Yeah.
And then taking those factors out of the picture, like I can see so much more clearly how you're more introverted.
Yeah. I do like being around people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if it's just something that comes from me as a child. It's like I wanted to be like seen, and I wanted to be like, I thought if I was entertaining, like I would be loved maybe.
Yeah.
And I think this also stems a lot to like my dad. Like I remember, like I never really wanted to get into this so much.
We don't have to. We can go to the next question.
Well,
we can go to the next question.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Because I also don't want you to say anything that you will regret later.
Yeah.
Because some things are just private.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 3. Who would you prioritize before me if it really came down to it?
I don't understand the question. Before you?
Mm-hmm.
Who would I prioritize?
Yeah, if it came down to it.
I mean, I guess like my mom or my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
really, if that's how the list goes. But it's you. Your top priority.
Yeah.
Above everything else, above me, above everything. And then I guess
above
like
our kids? Or future
we
kids?
don't have kids yet.
Yeah, but
so
above
I don't know.
our future kid. What about when we have kids?
Who's
prioritizing?
You.
Thank
I don't
you.
even know him. No, I'm kidding.
I don't even know them.
Well, no. Well, actually, this just reminded me of something. So, like the question of what was the love question? Like, who have you said I love you to?
Yeah, without actually meaning it.
Okay, so this is actually something that I wanted to say. So, you know how people say like they love their spouse, but as soon as they meet their child, or as soon as a woman feels the baby inside of her, that's when like the mother love begins, and then when the father first sees his child, that's when he becomes like a father, and that's when his love for the baby begins, almost like when he first sees it and holds it.
Mm-hmm.
But I hear things of like, there's a funny like Louis C.K. joke where he's like, I loved my wife, but as soon as I met my child, he's like, the love I had for that child, this thing that I like helped create, he's like, I looked at my wife and he was like, who the fuck are you? Like, meaning like that love that he thought was so significant doesn't even compare to the love he has for his child, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a very drastic comparison of what I'm saying. But that's what thinking back on the times I've said I loved you to like past girlfriends compared to when I say I love you to you, it's like night and day. Like those, I did love them, and I still have love for these people. They were a part of my life, and I wish them the best.
Yeah.
But like the love that I have for you is not even compared. It can be compared, because it's like I would do anything for you. And I've said this in the past too. It's like I love my mom and my sisters so much, and I would do anything for them. But this is the first time that I felt love for somebody that I even prioritize you over them. Because like I moved away from my family, and I never thought I could be this far away from my family for this long and still like function. Yeah. But like one thing is like the life that we've created and the love that I have for you, like I don't want to function without that ever, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, of course people are adaptable and they can adapt to new things, but like I don't ever want to adapt without you, you know?
Yeah.
I just, if someone put a gun to my head and said you had to, then like maybe, but it's like I don't want to, and no one's gonna hold a gun to my head. So that's like going back to that one episode, or if that episode has played, yeah, I don't even know. When I said like I would just start drinking again if anything ever happened to you, like I would probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm rambling.
Okay, I love you.
Are you answering these questions? Or am I? Okay, but you answered that question now. Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like if I would prioritize anyone before you, it would probably be our future kids.
Yeah, but they're not alive yet. So who
Right
would
now?
who would you prioritize? I mean, I already know you prioritize your parents and your nieces.
Yeah, my nieces.
Maybe. I just think family. I think that's a good thing is like family. But
family. Anyone who can't prioritize themselves. Like my grandma, you know?
Yeah.
My precious grandma. But that's a hard question because like I hope it never has to come down to that where you have to prioritize someone, you know, over you. I would prioritize myself.
Yeah.
You know, if I was feeling bad mentally.
Yeah.
I need to prioritize myself. Not that you would be contributing me feeling bad, but maybe. I'm just saying like...
Sometimes when I'm fasting, I'm really grumpy.
Yeah, you are. You kind of being a little gremlin. Mm-hmm. Do feed before noon or he will become the grump. I'm kidding. Okay, next question. Are there any colors you hate wearing because you feel unattractive in them?
I mean, you already know, kind of like I.
Not really.
I hate wearing orange. Orange, I cannot. If I leave I don't own anything orange.
No, I'm trying to think of you in orange. Like I can see you wearing rust, which is kind of like an orange brown.
Yeah, but like the color orange.
Like this.
If you put an orange shirt, if you put an orange shirt on me, and said, okay, you have to go about your day. All day, I would look down at my shirt and I'd be like, why the fuck did I wear this shirt? That's what I would be thinking.
So I know what I'm dressing you up in for your 40th birthday.
I'm not going to wear it, so it doesn't matter. No, but like, I like very like dark colors, obviously, but like I've gotten more...
I feel like you're very much like muted, earthy tones.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I've gotten more experimental with wearing like I have white, like the beige pants. Like I never have owned like white or beige pants.
Can we talk about the first time you wore those?
Oh, the day that we went to the cafe. It was just so bad. It was such bad luck. I just spilled coffee on myself.
He was like, I hate wearing white pants because I feel like I'm always gonna spill on them. We get to the cafe, literally like 2 minutes after getting our coffee, he spills on the pants, and he's just grumpy the rest of the time, and he's never gone back to that cafe.
Well, I hate spilling on myself.
Okay, but why do you hate that cafe?
Because it's bad luck. I hate spilling on myself. Like I'm very much like I know people get weirded out when you like self-diagnose yourself like a thing, and people are like, well, you don't know if you have that. I 100% have OCD, and I don't mean that in the sense of like just because I'm really tidy and clean and I like everything in its place. Mm-hmm. I mean like at nighttime, I know I locked the door and I'll go and touch it like 2 or 3 more times to make sure it's locked.
That's how I am with the car lock.
Yeah.
I can know for a fact that I locked the car like 3 times, and I can hear the little squeak. I love that I have a little like it like beep beep when I lock it, because then I can like guarantee that I've locked it.
Yeah.
Because the Honda didn't have that, and that was frustrating.
Yeah.
But like it's same with this morning when we went to the park. I was like I locked the car twice, and then you go, did you lock the car? And in my head I'm like, did I lock the car?
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to do it again. And like that's what I have. Like
I have to check all the doors to make sure they're locked, but the thing that pisses me off, because it's like so weird, is like the sliding door. I check it. I know I checked it. It's locked. But then when I get into the bedroom, I'm like,
did I lock it?
Well, no, I know I did, but I was like, did I pull it hard enough? And then I go and check it again for whatever reason. And then there are 2 doors that we lock to the bedroom and the bathroom. Mm-hmm. I'll touch those twice at least, and I don't know why. It's like some weird like I just OCD. Need to. But
okay, but back to colors.
I fucking hate orange. I don't like it.
Any other color? I don't see you wearing purple.
No, come on. No. Why would I wear purple?
No, I'm just saying. I don't see you wear purple.
I
don't see you wear pink.
The one. Why would I wear pink either? Why?
Could be cute.
No, it's. Come on. I won't fucking.
Come on.
I think lime green is not good. Yeah. Orange, pink, purple. Blue, dark blue I like, but like royal blue, no. The one crazy shirt that I have that's like the most colorful thing that I have is like the Swedish soccer jersey.
I love when you wear that. You're so cute in it.
So I mean, I do like that shirt, but it's a bright yellow with like the royal blue lining on the sleeve and neck.
Swedish flag.
Yeah, so that shirt's the most colorful thing I have, but it's because it's a jersey. I can like my brain can process to wear it.
Well, it's not a jersey. It's a soccer shirt.
Yeah, you want to tell them what you tricked me?
Oh, it's so funny. It's it's like you buy it from.
Say the name.
So. Say
the name though before you even say the story.
Bauhaus.
John Bauhaus.
John Bauhaus. Do you know who he is? Didn't think so. Neither did Andrew.
So.
On the back, it says a number, and then it says Bauhaus underneath the number, and. I told Andrew, I was like, I didn't know you had a Bauhaus shirt. And he was like, what? I was like, John Bauhaus. That's like the best football player in Sweden. And he was like, oh, really? And then he like, I think he went around for like 3 weeks.
Thinking that John Bauhaus was like a really good soccer player on the Swedish team. And then I think I told your cousin Adam, and then he made the joke too. He's like, John Bauhaus. Like he kept saying John Bauhaus to me. It turns out Bauhaus is like
it's the like Home Depot.
It's the Home Depot in Sweden. Like Home Depot, it's not Home Depot, but it's like a place where you can go buy material to build, and you can buy tools and
they're
wood
sponsoring the team,
yeah.
so
they have jerseys that say Bauhaus on them, and the way that Michelle told me that, she did it so casually and so good that it like
I'm a good actress.
It still to this day frightens me how casually she said John Bauhaus. He's a really good Swedish football player.
I was dying inside. I was so hilarious.
She didn't. I couldn't tell. Like I thought. I was just like John Bauhaus. I was like, that's kind of a cool name too, John Bauhaus. Yeah.
I literally just thought about like what's the most common like name, and I feel like John is a pretty common name both in Sweden and in America.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When your cousin Adam and then your dad Matt's and George and Michael and we all went to the football game while we were in Sweden, where we watched the Swedish team play. They were all just the whole time to me, because I was wearing the Bauhaus jersey. They're just like, John Bauhaus, like just talking shit, making fun of me. They kept calling me John Bauhaus. It was funny.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But for me, colors.
Mm-hmm.
We keep getting off track.
I know.
I don't really like navy.
Navy blue?
Yeah, on me.
I guess I
don't really wear much black either.
Yeah. You have a couple of pairs of black pants.
I do, but that's mostly for like if I want to look more professional.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel comfortable in it.
Yeah.
Like I know black is like most people's comfortable color. But I don't really like it. It feels flat to me.
You wear a lot of like earthy, like
I wear
tan.
a lot of light colors.
Yeah. Like
beige,
earth tan.
Cream, white, brown.
And then you have like a lot of like green and.
Love green. Love yellow. Love orange.
You have pink and purple.
Love pink. I don't wear that much purple. I have like moments where I wear more purple.
You have that like purple green sweater.
Purple green sweater?
It's like the striped. Maybe? I don't know.
Purple green sweater.
It's like big blocky stripes. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up a couple different outfits.
The one that I was wearing the other day?
Like you wore it in one episode, yeah.
It's blue, baby.
Oh, well, it looks purple to me.
It's blue. It's like periwinkle blue.
It looks like lilac.
It's periwinkle blue and green.
Lilac.
2 different greens. But I do love color.
Yeah. I
love color and I love earthy. I'm swapping in between like a maximalism colorful person and like a beige mom.
Yeah.
So, that's me. Okay, next question.
So you like everything except for black?
Yeah. Like the only dark colors that I do like is like brown, dark brown. Like maybe dark green.
Yeah. I love black.
I know you do. But it also doesn't work with our dogs. Our dogs have light hairs. So every time you wear black, you see it.
Yeah.
Like all over.
Well, there's certain black material that you can wear that, like jeans, this black jeans doesn't really attract hair. Certain black shirts, the material doesn't attract it, but like when I wear my black sweaters, it's like, fuck, it's got everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
But
like the cotton shirts. Okay, next question. Do you think you're worthy of being loved?
I mean, that's something I struggled with for a very long time. I think the reason why I turned to drugs and alcohol, I don't know. This is still something I struggle with because, like, whenever I'm not doing good with my career, like, I mean, like, we've had so many ups and downs with, like, when I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm making a lot of money, and then there's times where I have, like, no income, you know? And when I have no income, those are the moments where I really feel like I'm not being the husband that I should be, you know? So I, like, and that I'm always on edge when I'm like that. And, like, anything, I just don't feel like I'm being the man that you deserve. And so I think I've gotten better. I've definitely gotten better about how I mentally think about how I think about myself. But there's still moments, I mean, like, these past couple months were so hard, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of weight went on your shoulders. And so, I don't know. I've gotten better. Before I met you, I never really thought I was worthy of, like, having, like, a normal, good life, you know? I think really too when I asked your dad for your hand in marriage, when I told him, I was like, I forget his speech. He said, his speech was like,
at the wedding or when you
at the wedding.
Yeah.
He said this, like, I wish I could remember it word for word because that's what, like, really hit me inside was that was a moment where it made me believe in myself, because he was saying, like, he was saying in the sense, like, you're his baby, you're his only girl. And he was like, I feel like now.
I think he was like, I never thought anybody could love you as much as I do.
Yeah.
And now I see that she has found a person.
Yeah,
that
like,
does,
and he was saying,
I, like,
yeah,
feel safe.
He was saying, like, there's a man that can take care of her like I did. Like, the way that he said it.
Yeah.
Was like everything that I felt inside about you, but, like, hearing your father say that, it was like he was, like, passing the torch down to me to, like, take care of you. It was like, that was a moment where it made me feel like I have to, like, not only do I have to step up, but it made me clearly I showed your dad that I could be that man. So, like, that was something that was really, like, a big moment for me.
Yeah.
So, like, when I don't feel like that person, like the provider, yeah, like, there's moments where I feel like I don't deserve the love that I'm getting, you know, like, and it's what's hard too about what we're pursuing. It's like,
we're always gonna have ups and downs.
I know, but it's like,
I also don't.
Okay,
continue.
What we're pursuing takes so much out of us.
Yeah.
And I understand that you can do side gigs and you can do all this stuff, but, like, I'm the type of person that it's like, when I commit to something, the reason why I've succeeded at things is because I fully commit to it. Fully 100%. I don't let anything distract me. And, like, these side jobs that can be so consuming, because, like, I've done construction, I've worked as a mechanic, I've done these jobs that you could do part-time and still pursue other things, but they are so demanding and so consuming that no wonder so many people that have these dreams of doing things, but then they get these survivor jobs that they don't end up doing what they wanted to do, because those things they take so much out from you.
Yeah.
And luckily we were in the position to where, like, I could do a couple modeling jobs here and there. And then with you doing your job, it gave me that time to fully focus on acting. And so, like, I'm so incredibly grateful for you. when we have these moments of like these droughts that we've had, especially because of the strike. But that being said, like I've always had kind of modeling to do a couple jobs here and there that we could get by on, you know. But like when I've had those moments of like, fuck, should I get a serving job or should I do this? Like those were moments of like, the droughts lasted a little bit longer than we hoped for. And I'm just like, I'm happy that I don't even know what the point of this was. Why am I talking about this? I lost why I'm talking about this.
It's okay.
What was the original question?
Do you think you're
worthy of love?
Of being loved?
Okay. Sorry. I'm back on track. So those moments where I'm like having doubt in myself and like where I don't feel like I'm being that provider that I've always that I typically can be, those moments are where I really feel like I'm not worthy of love.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I don't think that you should feel that way, because I don't think that if you're a provider or not depends on if you're worthy of getting love. I do believe that everybody deserves to be loved. Of course, if you're a terrible, terrible human being, maybe not. But most people, it's the same with like people are not born evil. Like, and I do believe that some people might be in a way they are because they didn't get the love that they deserved. So I do believe that everyone are worthy of being loved.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're a provider or not.
Well, I mean, it's not about believing. Yeah, of course, I think everybody, when people receive love, that's when people can be their best self. Sometimes when they get that nurturing and love, that what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just don't feel deserving of it, and like the reason why I can.
But I also feel like a lot of people that are questioning if they deserve love, they're not fully loving themselves either.
Well, no, that's 100% what it is. It's like if you don't feel like you're deserving of love, that means you don't love yourself. You think that there's something wrong with you. There's something just inside of you that is broken. Yeah. And like I can understand that feeling of like I feel like whenever I've had good things going in my life, there's like this thing inside of me subconsciously that's like, okay, it's time to fuck this all up. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I think we should just move on to the next question.
Okay.
Unless you remember what I was saying.
I don't.
Okay.
What is one thing I can do to cheer you up when life gets harder?
You could watch scary movies with me. No, I mean, you're really good about cheering me up. So, Michelle's very like Michelle is typically always in a really good mood. She always wakes up in a good mood for the most part. I'm the one that's like, I have ups and downs all the time. Like sometimes I wake up in a really good mood and I'm like singing and I'm really loud and Michelle's like quiet. Or I wake up and
It's weird because every time that I'm, on the rare occasions that I'm in a bad mood, you're always in a great mood. And then I'm just like, okay, please just calm down. Yeah. And then you get mad. Because I'm like... You're like, I'm just in a good mood.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I don't know. I just have like moments of, I was kind of saying this, I think at some point, I just get like this feeling of like dread. Like, I don't know. It's just
okay, but what can I do to cheer you up?
You're always really good about like you're really good about like physical touch and like reinforcing like everything that I'm doing is I'm on the right path. Like you're really good about what you do. I feel like I need to improve so much.
No, you could too. The only thing, I know that you were better at this before and you kind of lost it a little bit, but it's just a question of like, do you need advice or do you just need to vent?
Yeah.
Like, do you want me to respond or do you just want me to listen? Because sometimes you do respond without, like, you're trying to be like devil's advocate and be like, well, think about it from this perspective and what about this perspective?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't need different perspective. I just need to be mad.
No, I know. Yeah.
So that would like be the only thing.
Well, I mean, yesterday when you came home, when I was cooking the tenderloin and you were telling me before you got in the shower, you were saying about how
at work
you snap back a little bit at work.
Yeah.
And I was listening, and then right before you got in the shower, I said, "Good job to you." I was like, I was like, "Good job, babe," or something. And then you're just like, "Thank you." Like, I just felt like your whole story that you were leading up to, you just wanted me to say, "Good job, I'm proud of you for doing that." And you're just like, "Thank you." And you're just like, I could tell in your voice that it made you really happy. And I was like, okay, she just needed me to listen and say, "Good work on you doing that."
Yeah.
So, no, I know. I think it's just from like a man's perspective. It's like we want to fix things.
I know. I get that. That.
And when you tell me things, I'm just like, all you have to do is do this and it will change the outcome. And then you're like, no. I don't need you to fucking tell me how to fix this. Yeah. No, I know. I can be better about that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it makes me feel false when you're about to tell me about your day or a story or something that happened to you. And I'm going to be like, before you tell me the story, do you want advice or do you want...
No, you don't have to ask me. Just more like, be better at reading the situation.
Yeah, but it's so hard sometimes.
If I ask you like, hey, what do you think I should do?
I know, but yeah.
Because if you're just like listening and I'm not feeling that you're giving me anything back when I'm looking for advice, I will plain out ask you.
I know, but it's so... But sometimes if I sit quietly...
I don't want you to sit quietly, though.
I know,
like, I want you to engage in a conversation. That's the thing, too. Like,
it's very hard.
I could be, like, talking to him, and he's just, like, dead quiet. And I'm like, are you even there? Are you even still listening to me? Well, sometimes
when I'm dead quiet, it's because I have a thing I want to say, but I know that it's advice, and that I feel like those moments when you're in that situation, or when we're in that situation, I'm like... okay, this is what I want to say, but this is not the right thing to say. So then I do this thing where I go quiet, and then you're just like, are you fucking listening to me right now?
Yeah, and then you get mad, and you're like, yes, I'm listening.
Well, it's like,
I'm right here.
So it's hard, but yeah, I can work on that. I can be better.
Find the better balance.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try.
But I'm perfect? Great.
You're good at making me feel better.
That's good to know. That means that I'm doing the right things.
Yeah.
How did your first heartbreak change you?
Well, it made me untrustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
It made me not believe a goddamn thing the opposite sex would say to me.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of that, but I don't know, but by the time I met you, I was like, a lot of that was healed. You know, like the sense of like, because the last relationship our trust was built. I mean, when I say that,
no, but that's
I wasn't
good.
worried about being cheated on or anything, you know. So, but I mean, I think
it's more about you healed it yourself, like.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know, but I just everything you go through in life, there is something to be learned from it.
Yeah.
Everything, good or bad, there's something that you can learn from it and take away. And I think just like when you get to a point in your life where you realize that's like a game changer.
Yeah.
You know, because like now just talking to my sister, my little sister Leah, and where she's at in her life right now, like she's in her early 20s. And I remember being at that stage, and I was all over the fucking place, and like I was really wild at that age, and thinking that I knew shit, and I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
But I really believed like, oh, I know the right way to live, and it's like I had no fucking idea. And how much you grow from like your early 20s to your 30s is also another thing. But it's like that game changer of realizing like good or bad, there's something to be learned from this, and as long as you know that, nothing is a waste, you know. So yeah.
Trying to think, like my first heartbreak, I was pretty young. Cause like out of the people that I consider actually being in relationships with, like official relationships, it's 5 relationships. But the first one, I think I was like 12, and I think we were together for like a year.
Can you really consider 12 saying, like, as a relationship though?
But it was.
How?
I don't know.
Well, no, like, I mean,
because it wasn't like, that's the thing, like, yes, I had like a boyfriend before them, but I didn't really consider it as much of a relationship.
But what I mean is, like, what did you do when you were 12 with this person?
Well, I didn't do the full relationship thing.
No, I get that. No, I'm just like, but what I'm saying is, like, what did you guys do when you're 12?
Well, he would like take me out on dates and stuff.
Okay, explain that.
Like we would go to the movies together, and we would go and like dating.
Okay.
So like that's what I'm saying, like I did kind of still consider that person as my first boyfriend. But it also wasn't like when we broke up, it wasn't really heartbreak because it wasn't really love. You know, you were still too young.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I was 14 when I started dating him, and he was 16. And that one was harder. That one was also like under a year that we were dating. And we also lived like 4 hours away from each other, but we would like take the train to each other every 2 weeks and like spend a long weekend there or something.
Yeah.
And that one was harder, but it still wasn't like, it didn't change me when we broke up.
Yeah. Like
it was just like, And then after that was my probably longest relationship that I've had. And he cheated. And I think that breakup was probably the hardest. Even though I was already like not really in love with him anymore. Like I loved him, but I wasn't in love with him, if that makes sense. That's a difference for me. Because it was not like I wanted him to do ill in the world.
I think that's the difference between guys and girls, is because girls can be like, oh, I love this person, but I'm not in love with him. And I think for guys, it's like every time you're with a girl, you're like, I'm in love with her. Like, I love her. I'm in love with her. Like,
yeah.
And I know that's like kind of contradicting from what I was saying previous, but like that at that moment in time, I thought that that's what love was, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, but
moving on from that is just like when we broke up, like I didn't feel worthy of love. Like that guy and the guy I dated after him was probably the 2 hardest heartbreaks, but I also grew the most from those relationships because they were so, I don't want to say traumatic because but they were so heartbreaking. Like it wasn't good relationships, and they by all right should have ended. But it was just like I felt so lost in myself after those.
Yeah. I think whenever you commit a significant part of your time and life to somebody, and then it's, even though you know it's not perfect or working out how you imagined, it's still hard to like let go of that because you just like you're comfortable with it, you know?
Yeah. But that was the thing, because that long-term relationship that I had with that guy, after we broke up, that's when I was like ready to quit fashion school. Like it was during Christmas that we broke up, and I was ready to quit fashion school. I was like, I'm not gonna be a designer anymore. Like, this is not my dream. Like, I'm ready to just give up on everything.
Yeah, that's crazy that a relationship made you think that.
Yeah. And my dad, within the next like 2 weeks, flew me, my mom, and my brother out to LA, and we saw the school that I went to. And he was just like, yeah, it was literally, we were here for 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, it was the shortest trip I've ever made to America.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, I want you to see what you can achieve with this. Like, I don't want you to quit on your dreams. Like, this is what you should strive for. And then from that point forward, my only goal was to get into that school.
Was that when Michael proposed to Sarah too on that trip?
No, Michael and Sarah wasn't dating at this point.
Oh, okay.
And then by the next, because I still have to finish my 6 months with the school that I was with, and then I finished that, and then that fall I started doing my my papers to apply to the school.
Mm-hmm.
And then in November I sent everything in, and then in February I got the acceptance letter, and then I didn't want to start until next September so I could like save up money to move. But I mean, that changed my whole like life direction from that relationship ending to where I am now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's like those types of things where you almost feel like your whole world has shattered. It's kind of like how, I mean, when from the ashes, the phoenix is born or something, you know? Which is like, I mean, it's when I broke up, well, not me, but when I was broken up with in that previous relationship before we started our journey together.
Our journey.
I was devastated from that. Like, I wasn't on the same page. I didn't really want to break up, you know?
Yeah.
But that breakup led me to I left San Diego because I was like, you're the only reason why I'm here, so I'm going to move to LA. Because at that point, that 6 years I was in San Diego, I was commuting up to LA like multiple days a week for auditions and acting classes and other shit for work, for like modeling jobs. And then when we broke up, I was like, I think that week or 2 weeks, like, I packed up my shit. It was Thanksgiving. I packed up my stuff out of that apartment during Thanksgiving. I drank like 3 bottles of wine by myself, FaceTimed my dad, had all my shit on boxes. That next morning, Alex and I drove to LA. Yeah. And then it was kind of like that. It was like from the ashes of Phoenix was born, and it sounds a little bit nicer because it was a lot more bumpier than that for me. But in that sense, though, it just like that relationship ending launched this whole new journey. Yeah. You know, I always think about when I'm in a bathroom. This is really
just bathrooms.
No, but like
any bathroom.
No, like the bathroom, like in our bathroom.
Okay.
I have these moments in the morning when I'm showering. So like, I'm going to think back onto all my old apartments.
Okay.
Think about like every apartment you've ever been in, and when you're showering and that's your normal, that bathroom is your normal. I've always thought I always think of it as a chapter. I'm like, I'm not going to be showering in this bathroom every day forever. And it's weird to think about to me, I think. If this makes sense.
I have never thought this thought.
Okay. So I can literally think back on I lived in a lot of different apartments in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then I remember even before that when I lived in apartments in Spokane or when I lived in Portland, I would be in that bathroom showering and I would just be like, I'm not going to be in this bathroom forever. I'm going to have another bathroom at some point.
I've only been in 5 different bathrooms.
I can't even count how many.
I mean 6. 6 and two of them is in the same apartment, but just like different side of the apartment.
Are you just talking about LA?
No, in life. 6 different bathrooms.
See, I can't even count how many times I've moved.
Because like one is my parents' bathroom. I mean, technically my parents have 2 bathrooms, but I count them as one. Okay. My parents' house. Second one is my first apartment in LA. I lived on one side of the apartment, and then we changed room, and each room had their own bathroom. So like once I changed room, I never went back to the old bathroom.
Yeah.
So that was 2 bathrooms. So that's 3. And then I moved in with my old roommate. That's 4. And then the one we have now, 5.
Okay.
Wait, 6. I said 6.
My parents' first house?
I don't know. Oh, wait. Before I moved to LA, I lived with my ex, and that was a bathroom.
Okay. How many is that? 6?
6.
Okay, so my parents' first house, the greenhouse.
Yes.
On the South Hill in Spokane. Then when my parents divorced, my mom had this little apartment for a little bit, but then we moved into my grandparents' house.
Okay, so that's 3.
Well, I don't really. It's a gray area with that first apartment because it's. Okay. I don't want to get into it, but really, it's 2. So it's it's my first, the greenhouse my family was in until they divorced. Then my grandparents, we lived there for a while. Then my mom got her own place on Longfellow. It was the Brown House in Shadle area. And then from there, we moved to the apartment that she ended up living in for most of like my teen years. And then from there I moved I can't remember if I moved in with my buddy Jake or if I moved to Portland first. I think with my buddy Jake, and then I moved to Portland, so that's 2 different bathrooms. And then I moved back home. And I was home for like a couple months, and I sold all my shit. And then I,
to your mom's house?
Yeah,
again?
like I stayed there for a couple months.
So that's the same
I worked a little bit. I worked a little bit, and then I sold all my car and everything. And then I moved to San Diego, and I lived in I can't remember the neighborhood, but it was like super close to the border. It was not a great neighborhood. It was super sketchy. Then I moved to Claremont, and then I moved to South Park area, and then I moved back up to Claremont. Then I moved to North Park, and then from North Park is and then I ended up moving to LA, and then I moved to
our apartment. So that's 2 in LA.
2 in LA, yeah. So how many is that?
13 bathrooms.
Yeah. And then I lived in my Volvo for a little bit in San Diego.
That's not a bathroom.
I pissed outside of the Volvo. But that was only for like a week in between moving apartments at one point. But okay. But anyways, this is something that I think about. When I'm in a bathroom, I'm always thinking, I'm like, I'm not going to be here forever. And like, am I not going to be with the person I'm with right now or anything? But since I've been in our bathroom, in our apartment, I haven't thought about that. Of course we want to move into a house. Of course we want to like do all those things, but I haven't thought that thought in our bathroom. I haven't thought I'm not going to be in this bathroom forever, you know?
Yeah.
But what brings me back to that thought is when I'm traveling for work and I'm in a hotel room for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm in that bathroom and I'm like, I miss my bathroom. Like I'll be showering in the morning and I'm like, I miss my bathroom. I don't want to be in this bathroom. But I don't know. I've always used
Andrew's over attached to his bathrooms.
They're like chapters like that I can clearly remember.
Once we have a house, we're gonna have a really nice bathroom.
Yeah.
Like a bathroom that you want to spend time in.
Yeah, but I don't know why I was thinking about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's back to first heartbreak.
I do remember this moment.
Yeah.
In maybe it was middle school or maybe it was elementary school, but it was a girl that I really liked. And we weren't even broken up or having issues. It was like I liked her so much that it kept me up at night. Like I was laying there and I felt like I had this heavy weight on my chest and I was just like, I just want to see her. But then when I would see her, we wouldn't really like talk. Like because it was like we were just so young.
Yeah.
Like you're still shy.
Yeah.
But like at night, I would be like, I have so much stuff I want to tell her, and like, I just want to like hold her hand and kiss her, and then I would see her, and I would be too shy to say anything to her.
God, the like the feelings you had for your first love when you thought you loved someone, when you had a crush.
Yeah.
Like, insane.
But it's like I felt like that when we were first together.
Yeah, I know. I felt that way too.
And that sounds weird. That sounds like I don't have that about you now. But it's like we're just.
We don't. We're like our love has matured to something better than that now.
Yeah.
With like we're comfortable with each other. We feel like we can talk to each other about anything, which I think is better.
Yeah. Which I never thought I would ever prioritize anybody over my mom especially. Like I love my mom so much. She's always been like one of my best friends. And sorry, Mom, if you're listening to this, but like, I choose you over that.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, and it feels like I'm like betraying her in a sense.
I know. I feel like.
But it's just.
That's why I was like, I don't really want to say that because.
No, but it's just this. It's just how, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love our families.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Mom, and Dad, and my brother, and Sarah.
I love you guys.
And the kids.
Okay, next question.
Okay, last question. What fictional character would you love to be and why?
Fictional character to play or to like literally be?
I think just love to be, so like live their life.
That's interesting.
Like fictional, is there like movie?
Yeah.
Or is like video game?
I think just fictional, any fictional character. What do you have an idea?
I don't.
I think it would be cool to be.
Oh, I know who I would be.
I mean, does that have to be a specific person or like a person or like a type of person in a world, like a fictional world?
I don't know.
Because I would love to be a Jedi Knight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm on the fence because, like, Obi-Wan is probably one of the greatest Jedis ever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Anakin Skywalker would be pretty cool because he does everything. Like, he's a pod racer when he's little, so he gets to do this, like, really cool racing tournament. But then he goes through all the Jedi trials, and he's a Padawan, and then he becomes a Jedi Knight, and then he becomes the youngest Jedi Master. But then he gets to be Darth Vader, which then you get to live a whole other aspect of being like this evil force in the world. But I don't know. It would be cool to be a Jedi Knight.
Yeah. My answer is like it's from a movie. It's not I mean, it is a fictional character because but it's kind of like based off a real person, but not really. Like it's fictionalized.
Is it from a movie or a book?
It's from a movie. I want to be Miranda from Devil Wears Prada.
Miranda is which character again?
Miranda Priestley.
Is she the boss?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh my God, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Interesting. What is she? Her job is to like. She's an editor for a magazine.
For a fashion magazine. All the fashion brands bow to her, and this thing, like, I think her character is kind of based off Anna Wintour, which is like. Who's that? The editor of Vogue.
Is she still the editor of Vogue?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure. Now I'm getting like super. I'm like, wait, is she not the editor of Vogue? But she's like a huge name in the fashion industry. Like everybody cares about her opinion. Like her opinion means everything in the fashion industry. And I'm just like, I remember watching that movie and I was like, she's cool.
She was kind of mean in that
She
movie.
was, and she had a failed relationship. So like in that aspect, I don't love it. But in the fashion industry aspect, I loved it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. At first, I was like, I want to be Barbie. Because she tried on all these different jobs.
Margot Robbie Barbie or like Barbie Barbie?
Like Barbie.
So a doll?
Yeah.
Like a plastic doll?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not like, I don't want to be
I
don't want to be the doll.
You just want to wear different, you just want to have different jobs and then wear different clothes?
Yeah. Have like a different thing happening every day.
You should be an actor. You can do that.
Yeah, but no.
Or maybe I'd want to be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be fun. Or, this is from a video game, like a character, like I would like to be a vault dweller. And then you escape the vault and then you Fallout. And then you just like, you roam the wasteland and you like scavenge for things and you...
Crazy.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Crazy.
That was kind of... Do we have a better question we can end on?
Do we have a better question? Let me check the other ones. Okay. Would you rather trade some intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence?
I would want more intelligence. Because I feel stupid as fuck. So I'm like street smart. I'm street smart. I'm not book smart. I hate math. I'm so bad at math. I would trade looks for intelligence. Yeah.
But looks is also your occupation, so that kind of interferes with it.
Well, if I was smarter, I would probably book other things.
Yeah, but maybe you wouldn't have as big of a range as you do now.
I would be smarter, so I'd figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. I would definitely trade that.
I would probably do the same. Because, like, looks is always going to change, but intelligence is always going to be... It's more important than looks, you know?
I just hate sometimes how I'm like...
I also don't have to be pretty for my job.
You're stupid. I wish I was either stupider or smarter. Like, more stupid. Because, like, I can see when I'm stupid. Does that make sense?
Like you're more like not conscious when you make stupid decisions.
Like I'm aware of the stupid things that I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is so stupid that I like, why? I wish I was just a little bit more stupid that I didn't even realize that I was stupid, you know?
I don't want that. I think you're actually really smart. You are street smart. Yes.
I'm street smart.
Yes, but I think you are very smart. You're not book smart. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like I know how to like change an oil in the car.
Oh, 100%.
I know how to make crack. But sometimes I forget what a verb is.
Because that's like, you know, same.
But like sometimes I forget like what a verb is.
Or like what 8 + 8 is.
8 + 8 = 16.
Hello.
No, like very very common things that people should know because of like middle school and high school are things that like I just don't fucking I don't know. And I wish I was smarter in that sense.
Yeah.
I have like a real fear of being on like, and I'm going to say this and I hope I don't put this out into existence, but of like
knock on wood,
being on like a talk show or something.
Yeah.
And I have to answer like a math question. Like that is, I have nightmares about that. Because realistically...
You just did. You're on a talk show right now. I asked you a math question and you gave us the right answer.
Okay, but what I'm saying is...
You did good, baby.
What I'm saying is, or just being asked like a real trivial question and just not knowing it. The thought of it makes me like I start sweating.
Like a trivia question like what?
Like I can't even think of it because I'm so stupid. But
No,
I'm like, but I'm smart enough to know that I should think of something. I don't know. Like, ask me. I don't even know. Don't put me on.
I don't even know.
I wish I was smarter.
I wish I was more book smart. Like, I wish I was more like, I want to say common sense smart, but I am pretty common sense smart. But more like, I wish I had a bigger drive of wanting to learn more of the boring stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of common sense because my dad beat that into me, literally. So like, I feel like I have really good common sense. Yeah. In that manner. I like learning, but like on my own time. So like when something interests me, I'll read into it, or I'll watch I really like watching documentaries on things. Yeah. Or like, and I like learning things like by actually doing. I think I learn better when I actually physically do it. Yeah. But like, I know what you're saying. Like reading like a textbook or something, it's like fucking
boring.
I check boring. Out. Like I mentally check out.
I wish I liked doing that, but like it's the same thing. Like I literally I'm reading and I can feel my eyes just like glazing over the words, but I'm not actually reading. I'm just like pretend reading. Yeah, that was like, my biggest issue in school was like I would be reading and I'm like I am reading, but then I'm like I have no idea what this page is about. Yeah, like I can't remember the past 5 paragraphs. Yeah. I don't even know what I just said. And you don't want to go back either. But you did read each line, but I don't remember anything. One thing that I actually really do like is like audiobooks. Mm-hmm. Audiobooks are a really big thing for me cuz like I enjoy working out and listening to something and like I feel like I'm like gaining some kind of knowledge. Yeah, but I feel like even with those I zoom out. Like I'll zone out if I'm not interested in what I'm listening to, but for the most part. But see, my problem is like I'll learn something and it's hard for me to like put it into words when I try to tell you about it. Mm-hmm. I'm like smart enough to understand what I listen to, but not smart enough to formulate a sentence to you to tell you about it. I'm like, but he did this and I can't do it. Your best phrase is, it sounded so much better when this person said it. It made so much more sense when I listened to it. And now that I look. And I just go. Now that I told you, you looked confused. You'd had to be there. Yeah. Maybe we just have to be, like, challenge each other. I don't know. I'm a lot smarter than I was 10 years ago. You are. You are smart. Like, you are smart. You are very smart. You know a lot of things that I don't. And you know a lot of things that I don't. Yeah. We fill out each other's holes. I was gonna say. We fill each other's holes. Yeah. She's not filling any of my holes, but I fill her holes. Shut up. You might have to cut that. No, but we complement each other. We complete each other. Yeah, yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Trying to stay PG. You complete me. Well, should we round up? Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry too. Let's go make some breakfast. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we hope you have a beautiful day. Yeah. You can find all of our links below. Let us know in the comments if you want more of these episodes. And if you have anything else that you want us to make, please let us know below. If you have any questions, please DM us or comment below. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. And Instagram. Yeah, please like and subscribe and follow us. And help us reach 500. Help us reach 500. Yeah. No more, no less. No more, no less. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Thank you. Things are happening to me.